Okay, I've got a question. What does a personal shopper, the secret menu at a bakery, and Knicks tickets have in common?
Well, somehow, believe it or not, they are all key plot points in 2015's 12 Gifts of Christmas. And we've got a lot to talk about, Jennifer.
We do, Josh, and we'll wrap it all on this episode of Do You Watch What I Watch?
Sit down and watch, then have a talk with Jennifer and Josh.
Well, if you can believe it, this is number 12. We have made it, Jennifer, to the end of our 12 Pods of Christmas summer series. And boy, we've had a lot of fun. And we are going to be taking a deep dive to see if this movie, 12 Gifts of Christmas, aptly named, I suppose, is worth the watch. And we will find out together.
That's right. So let's get started. Here's the plot summary from IMDb. With just 2 weeks left until Christmas, a busy marketing exec hires a struggling artist turned personal shopper to help him buy gifts for his friends and family. Let's go. So we open to one of my all-time favorite female leads, Katrina Law, who is also the lead in Snow Bride. If you haven't listened to her up on Snow Bride, go to your local podcast platform and listen to that. But anyways, she's playing Anna, and she's donning a fantastic red peacoat, if I do say so myself. She's shopping with her sister and her two nieces and is quick to give advice on what sisters should and should not buy for her loved ones this season. Anna has a knack for these things, evidently, so she runs off to her appointment at an art gallery because she's an artiste. She's trying to get her paintings featured. The gallery owner could not have been more rude and uninterested because Anna's credentials are not up to snuff, and Anna is quote-unquote not a serious artist. Defeated, she goes to the local bakery that she's clearly a frequent flyer at and bumps into this guy on a Bluetooth, Mark, and he's talking business. And you know he's talking business because he's on a Bluetooth. Here we are. He gets a call from the screen, says, quote, "Mom," quote. And it's a picture of none other than ladies from the 80s star Donna Mills. And it looked like a glamour shot. Like, I have pictures show up for some of my faves when they call me, but never a glamour shot. Donna Mills was really into it, I guess.
Well, you get the sense that this character's mom was the type of mom who said, "Oh, no, honey, this is the picture that needs to be in your phone. When I call you, this is the one that needs to pop up." Yeah. That was sort of the vibe I was getting from this mom throughout. She's very hoity-toity.
She is. And Mark ignores the call. Uh-oh. So, Mark forgot his assistant's birthday, and he's looking for a treat for her at the bakery. Anna tells him about an off-the-menu sampler, and he gets it. He's a happy camper, and he trots off. We learn that Anna lives in the apartment, or I guess the basement, in her sister's house, and she's late on rent and feeling pretty low. Yikes. She does, as a token of her appreciation and for not being able to keep up with the rent, offer to babysit pretty much any time for the two nieces, and sister seems okay with that. I like the sister relationship throughout.
Very much so. And I will say, as expensive as babysitting can be, I mean, that's got to be basically what rent would add up to. You do that a couple days a month, you know?
Especially for two kids, yeah. So we learn Mark is in marketing/advertising because, of course, he is, you know. That's one of the few jobs that these people are allowed to have in these movies. If you didn't watch our Tropes that Drive Us Bonkers video, go check that out. We'll put a link here.
Nailed it.
Mark checks off a few of them, actually. So he's on his blue, and the cake sampler was a smash at the office. His boss shows up because they have a big problem with the campaign. So they're, of course, going to have to redo the entire campaign 6 days leading up to Christmas. But that doesn't track. Later, it's further out from Christmas than that. I guess the presentation is in 6 days, and that is in turn leading up to Christmas. Anyways, Mark forgot that it's his year to select the company Christmas present, and the stress, man, it's really piling up on him. It's too late to order some, like, one kind of present, and, you know, they did company water bottles or with the logo on it a couple years ago, so we can't do that anymore. I'm like, that sucks. Dig deeper.
I know, honestly.
Okay, so mom barges in the office because he's been ignoring her for, she says, a month. A month? Mark. Even if it's Donna Mills.
Come on, Mark.
She begs him to take off time around the holidays and spend time with the family because it's been too long since they've all been together and sister and her family are flying in. So come on, please, please, please. It's all she wants for Christmas. And he kind of brushes it off and is like, we'll see. So he needs backup on getting gifts for people. Luckily, he had grabbed a business card at the bakery for somebody called the Christmas Gifter. He calls the number, and wouldn't you know, Anna has decided to be a personal shopper to earn some extra cash to pay her sister back. They meet. He offers her $30 an hour, which is not chump change, to shop. And at this point in the movie, there are 13 days until Christmas and 12 gifts to get. $30 an hour?
Yeah. And this is almost 10 years ago. So $30 an hour 10 years ago, that's bucks to law.
In this economy? The inflation rate? My goodness. So he's like, first things first, every year me and my buddy from college or something, a longtime best friend, they always try to one-up each other with gifts. So they don't really need anything. So it's always just these like, oh, what's the store in the mall that has all the like smart techie stuff?
Brookstone.
Thank you. It's like a Brookstone one-off, basically. So he's like, hey, get him a smartwatch. She's like, great. Anna goes to Bobo Radio Shack, and they basically laugh her out of the store because the smartwatch is sold out many moons ago and won't be available until February. She's defeated, but then she's like, hey, got a light bulb. Goes to Mark, says, here is the gift. Now, Mark had said when they were in college or younger, they would watch basketball on TV and eat ramen. She's like, why don't we modernize that? Here's courtside tickets to the Knicks game and gift certificate to the best ramen restaurant in town. And wouldn't that be heartfelt? A nod to your past, and it's still bougie. Mark, not pleased. This isn't what I told you to do. This isn't what I asked you to do, Anna. And so he fires her.
It's very dramatic.
Yeah, that's it. One gift of Christmas. End of movie.
Well, you get the sense that Mark is very much one of these guys who's by the book, very A plus B equals C, very my way or the highway, and absolutely, completely unsentimental about the season. Whereas she is really, really sentimental about the season, and we get from go that she's super, super thoughtful.
Yes. Mark, yeah. If you just wanted to order a smartwatch, even back then, couldn't you just order it online? Like, come on.
Probably, yeah.
Let's think outside the box a little bit. I thought it was a great suggestion. So, whoopsie doodle, she's fired. And his assistant makes a mistake and ends up sending the gift to the buddy. And turns out the buddy loved it because Mark wasn't going to give it to him. But buddy loves it. He's like, I can't believe that. That's so great because we don't need, materialistic things anyways. And he's like, maybe Anna isn't so bad after all. Mark calls her up. They meet at the bakery again. Only 3 rooms on the set for this movie to take place, and he rehires her. He invites her to the company Christmas party because the next thing on her to-do list is to get gifts for the team at the office and also the entire company. So she's gonna chatty chat with all the employees, figure out what to get them. So of course this leads to the sister taking Anna on a shopping trip for the perfect outfit in a dressing room montage. And I will just say, Katrina Law looks stunning in all of these things. Like, she could wear a potato sack, but they find the perfect dress. She enters the party. It's very kind of moment. And at the party, we get Mark actually talking to his teammates, which I don't know that he really does that often. He's like, wow, really? You have family coming in from out of town? Like, it was like a newborn fawn learning to walk was Mark at this Christmas party because Anna had him take off his tie to loosen up a little bit, and that's all he needed, I guess. So, turns out, though, all these employees, super bland and vanilla. This whole sequence is really bland and vanilla to me. But Anna's like, look, here's what you need to do. They all need a break. Just give them the week between Christmas and New Year's off. And that's amazing and way better than a company thermos from 2 years ago. Mark's like, I don't know. Can I do it? And he does, and it's a big hit. Everybody's happy, because why wouldn't they be? Another score for Anna. Did you get any flirty vibes yet with them, Josh?
I was getting a slight flirty vibe between the two of them, but not overly so. I think he was still too business focused right now to really see her value and worth as a potential romance interest.
Yes, I agree. But Anna's high on the hog because she's had 2 successful hourly rate jaunts with Mark. And so she starts apartment shopping. She's like, maybe I could get this place. I don't know. Move out of my sister's place. I said, this is what we call putting the sleigh before the horse.
Exactly. You've had 2 good days of work and all of a sudden you're trying to cobble together a down payment. We might want to see if this is a viable job long term.
Yeah, because I don't know that she's great at hourly work because, I mean, she went to the party for what, maybe 3 or 4 hours tops. She could have milked that for hours on
Hours.
all those employees, individual gifts. And she's like, no, just give them all the week off. Oh, what a genius idea that was. And I hadn't thought of that. And happy for him, but
Yeah.
not enough to be looking at apartments in New York, right? So anywho, Anna thinks Mark needs to let off some steam because work, super stressful. This client is not letting up. She still is not happy with any of the revised pitches they've been giving her for, I guess it's a laptop
Something techie.
promotion, something
Yeah.
that won't be until next Christmas. But for some reason, they need to finalize it before this
Christmas. Again, the Christmas deadline. One of those tropes. Yep.
Checking off the boxes. So she's like, hey, Mark, why don't you come shopping with me? And he's like, isn't that what I hired you for? But he goes reluctantly. We get a jazzy Christmas shopping montage and some casual flirting. And then when they're finished with the list at the end of the day, again, Anna could have milked this hourly rate thing way more. I mean, they knocked out all 12 gifts in a couple hours of his lunch break, basically. He shakes her hand, thanks her, says, I'll give you a referral if you need it. They linger longingly, and then they say goodbye.
I'll give you a referral. That's a glowing endorsement of their relationship potential if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, but it did look like he had fun, at least. He was loosening up a little bit.
True.
As much as he can. I didn't see the Bluetooth in his ear, at least on the shopping trip. So maybe he at least removed
Take a
that.
break. Yes. He's a changed man already.
Yeah, she's really changing him for the better, like the Grinch. All right, so Mark is at his apartment, which is every bit of Mark's apartment that you would imagine, like black and white, very stuffy, very modern. But Anna had convinced him to get this like little tiny silver tinsel tree. So he's looking longingly at that, and it prompts him to want to meet up with his sister for lunch because she's in town by this point. Sister then says, why don't you come ice skating with us and the nephews? And he says, yes, if I can invite someone. And he invites Anna. Oh, no, he shows up at her place. I forgot about that. He shows up in her basement, sister's basement at Anna's place, uninvited, and asks her to join him on the ice skating adventure. And then while he's there, uninvited, he's admiring her artwork. He calls her place cozy. And he's looking at her cozy painting of Santa, looking at his nice list. Maybe we can put a picture of the painting on here, you think?
Yeah.
We'll try. If not, I'll draw one as a reproduction. She says, oh, that's just for fun. No one will take me seriously if that painting gets shown to anyone, anywhere. Sister wanted to put the paintings in her restaurant, and she's like, no, I've got to be a serious artist. It's a big deal for Anna. That will come back. All right. So Mark's like, hey, can you help me get my family Christmas gifts because I'm actually going to see them this year? Would he have not gotten them presents anyways?
Right?
Because they were done with the list. So who are these other 12 people? And the best friend, the office, his assistant, maybe if she got a special gift. Who are these other people besides the family?
Few extra folks. I don't know. Friends we don't meet. Something. Yeah.
He
Bonkers.
doesn't have friends. He does not have friends.
Who has time? Who has time?
No. Mark was trying to save the company with a new pitch. So then he invites her ice skating. She agrees and thus meets his family. And there are 2 nephews. And I don't know about you, but I feel like the oldest nephew was flirting with Anna a little bit. He made a pass at her that I was a little uncomfortable with.
Agreed.
She's a pretty lady.
You know, why not?
Could blame him. Yeah, shoot your shot, nephew.
Go for it.
We then get an ice skating montage where it is completely obvious that at least Katrina Law is not skating. She's just leaning forward and smoothly, like, if you think I'm ice skating right now, that's what it was. Do your fake ice skating now, Josh, too.
It's very like this. Very just sort of like going through the motions
Lots
from
of
about
head
the
work.
mid-chest up. It's very stunt doubly.
Aaron O'Connell, he may have been skating. I couldn't tell. So I'll give him a pass.
Certainly seemed like it because the backstory is that Mark played hockey, right? So that we get that plot point.
True. Yeah. Okay. Mark and Anna are shopping together again for his family. He hired her for no good reason. He's just paying her $30 an hour to hang out and be his friend at this point, which, whatever. You do you, girl. So Donna Mills, who I'm now going to call Mama Mills, invites Mark and Anna to their house for dinner. I heard your sister said you had a girl. And she's all excited. And so Anna agrees to go to the dinner so she can find out what his family might want for Christmas, or at least his parents. And oopsie, though, Anna forgot she was supposed to babysit her nieces tonight. It's fine. No problemo. Mark says, just bring the girls along. Now, if you had somebody babysitting your kids,
Yeah.
and then they take them to ride in a car of somebody you don't know to their family's house who you don't know, would you be okay with that?
Yeah, I was going to ask you the same thing because that was a little unbelievable to me. I don't know if whoever developed that specific plot point actually has children, because it seems like something that you would not necessarily agree to, but everybody in this particular story is just, pleased as punch that this happened, apparently.
Really are. I guess sister had met Mark at the restaurant because they've met up at her restaurant a couple times for these.
That's true. That's true. So maybe she was able to overlook it, but it was still a little weirdo to me.
Yeah, I thought it was a little weird, but to each their own. What do I know? Okay, so Mark shows up to pick them up, and he gives Anna a necklace that she had been eyeing earlier that day, or maybe the day before, and it was like a paint palette and paintbrush.
Mm-hmm.
It was not a cute necklace, but Anna liked it, and that proves, hey, Mark is actually learning to listen to others and not be a self-absorbed jerk, guys. He's totally marriage material now. He's a changed man. On the way to Mark's childhood neighborhood, it is clear that they have the money, honey. Wow, mansions, lights, piles of fake snow in the yard that they've probably flown in from Canada. Whoa. They get out and they're staring at the mansion, right? And whoever's listening, you all have this neighborhood in your region that you drive to just to look at the lights. But, these people aren't even putting up their own Christmas lights. It's professionally done, evenly spaced, perfect, flawless. Whereas my stuff, if you've ever been listening to our podcast for a couple of years, it blows all over my neighborhood because it doesn't stay put. They get out and one niece says, wow, you could fit our house in this house 100 times. And Mark so humbly says, no, maybe 50. What?
What?
Okay, Mark.
Weird comment. Weird flex.
Let's get a big house. Got a lot of money. Yeah, not a humble brag, Mark. Okay.
Yeah.
So Mark's parents, pretty stiff. Mama Mills and husband. We don't even know his name.
Doesn't matter.
She's a smash. Everybody loves her. She teaches Dad how to use his camera that's evidently really old, so I don't know why he doesn't know how to use it. But Mama Mills points at the most terrifying painting above the mantle, which was the last time the whole family sat for a portrait. And Mark was maybe like, teenage or, preteen age in this terrifying painting. I mean, I will try to share the photo on Instagram or socials because it's terrifying.
Creepy.
Yes. And she's like, all I want is my family to be together for Christmas again. Mark and Anna have a romantic end to the night and the long lingering glance while he drops her and the nieces off. So was this their first date?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is where it's sort of taking a turn into romance territory. He's catching the feels.
He's catching the feels, yeah. Back at the office for him, the client wants Dad to have something to feel. And what he's presenting, no feelings. Mark, though, gets an idea. He pitches to the company Anna's Santa painting. And instead of Santa looking at the nice list on a scroll, they're going to superimpose a laptop. Okay, but it still has the warm, cozy feelings of a hand-painted portrait.
Something or other.
Santa, something, art. Now, he did not tell Anna this. That's the problem. He told Sister, and Sister let him in the basement when Anna wasn't there, I guess, to snag the painting or to take a picture of the painting. Really weird. The office goes bananas for it. They think it's a great idea. The client, I guess, is sold on it. So Mark shows up, and Anna, he's like, hey, great news. I think we can go beyond personal shopping. And she thinks they're going to be an item. And he's like, no. So I went behind your back and sold your painting, and it will be, this nationwide company promotion. And he's so proud of himself in this moment. He tells her how much money, there's a contract involved. This is how much money you'll be making. You can get any graphic design job you ever want. And oopsie doodle, Anna is in tears.
Yes.
She is not happy about this.
Yeah. Because, of course, she fancies herself a serious artist, and this was just her little side thing. Sidebar, by the way, what tech company out there is going to hang an entire holiday campaign around some... I mean, I don't mean to be critical, but it was just sort of like a basic painting of Santa with a...
It was a little like a home interiors from the 90s.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was great for home interiors. It was warm and fuzzy, but also it's a still shot.
Yeah.
And even 10 years ago, I think we needed more than that to hang our hat on.
What Microsoft, what Intel, what Apple is doing that for a holiday marketing campaign?
Evidently, these guys were into it. And so Anna feels double betrayed because the sister betrayed her because she was in on it, and Mark. And so Mark walks away with his tail tucked between his legs, and Anna gets approved for her apartment sooner than she thought. So she's packing up to move out of her sister's basement on Christmas Eve. She tells her sister how hurt she is and that Mark isn't changing. It's always about the bottom line for him and helping himself. And honestly, in this moment, I don't think she's wrong. It was a little skeezy.
Very.
Mills' house without Anna, and she's not pleased because where's Anna? Everybody loves Anna. They open their perfectly selected Anna gifts, and it included like a functioning camera for the dad and, things like that. Anna exchanges some awkwardly acted combos at her Christmas morning rendezvous with her family. And the sister talks some sense into Anna's like, hey, I know, I'm sorry. I went behind your back. But it doesn't matter what the gallery says. If the art makes you happy, that's what matters. And Mark is crazy about her. Is he? I don't know. Mm-hmm. And then Anna is like, you're right, gotta go. Anna runs off to Mark's house, brings a present for the entire family wrapped up. The nephews are jazzed because, it's probably like a video game console or something, right? Mark and Anna apologize to one another in the foyer, and he gives her compliments. They almost kiss, but then Mama Mills calls, Mark, Anna, come look. Well, Anna gave him the gift, so she knows what it is, but okay. They go in the living room, and they've already hung it up. New painting of the whole family. I guess from the other night when she was there, she must have taken a photo and painted from the photo, I guess.
Or her memory. I don't know.
No way. Her memory? No.
I don't know.
So Mama Mills says it's almost perfect, but it's missing you, Anna. Maybe next year.
Okay. Meddling mom. Here we go.
Oh my gosh. So Mark says that he would like it if she was around next year, but not as the Christmas gifter, but the best Christmas he's ever gotten. They kiss, and the family painting is glowing for reasons unknown to me in the shot, and that is the end.
It's time for Gold or Coal.
Okay, it's time for Jennifer and I to give some gifts. And here's what we do in our Gold and Coal segment. We're each going to give 3 gifts. Some of them are gold, meaning it's a great thing we like. Some of them are coal, meaning it's a something we didn't like. So if the total is more gold in this one, we're going to call it the perfect present. If there's more coal, we're going to call it a wretched re-gift. And if it's a tie 3-3, we're just going to call it a meh re-Christmas. Jennifer, you go first.
Okay, so this is one of my all-time favorite movies. I don't know that Joshua would agree. We never talked about our thoughts ahead of time. And I don't really know why. Like, to list out gold, though, I don't have specific things as much like I usually would for gold, other than I've watched it every year since the year I saw it. My husband likes it. Our son, who's 6, loves it. And actually, he recorded his thoughts.
My favorite part of 12 Gifts is that when they go ice skating and when Anna's family goes over to get eat dinner at their house.
Why do you like those parts?
I don't know, because it's with Mark's family. and you don't really get to see them much in the movie.
Okay. Are there any parts you didn't like about the movie?
Yes. There's a part where, like, Anna gets sad, and Mark tried to help her,
Yeah.
but Anna was sad.
You don't like that part.
Yeah, I don't like
Do
it.
you think people should watch this movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Me and Daddy love it.
Oh, good.
Daddy's here, too.
Hi, Daddy.
Hello.
All right. Thank you, Grayson.
You're welcome. Bye.
Can you say, may your days be merry and bright?
May your day be merry and bright.
He's turning into a movie, movie review critic. But
Love that.
I think it's simple. I mean, the plot couldn't be simpler. The stakes are zero. There's no drama, but it just makes me warm and fuzzy, and I'm gonna give some gold for it. I'm sorry.
So to be clear, are you just going to plop out all 3 of your gifts as 3 gold right now?
They will not be 3 gold because I'm still a professional critic. But my first gold is I get warm fuzzies and nostalgia.
Okay.
It's now a tradition in my family. Is that a better way to say it?
I like
It's a
that.
tradition. We watch it every year. And if our son ever gets to spend the night in our bed, which he does every now and then, and he's excited because we fall asleep with the TV on, he wants this movie on.
I love that. Cool. Okay. My first gift is going to be gold as well. I liked Donna Mills in this movie as the meddling mom. She was great. She added this sort of layer of hoity-toityness that I think really kind of helped to reinforce just how different Mark was than his love interest in this one. So I really appreciated that. So gold for me.
And I liked it because she didn't play it like she was rude. It wasn't like on Very Merry Mix-Up where those parents were stuffy and rude. Donna
Right.
Mills was just very, she comes from privilege and money. But what she said is all she wants is her family to be good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
said the right things. Yeah. No, I think she played it really well because that could have easily been an off-putting character. Okay. My next thing is the coal. I don't really buy the chemistry. I'm sorry. I think they're more friends. I doubt that when January rolls around and Mark gets busy at work again, that he's not going to retreat back to his self-absorbed business, Bluetooth business lifestyle. And Anna deserves more than that. So,
Amen. Yeah, agreed. I'm giving gold for Katrina Law. I think she's great as an actress. She does a good job in this role as Anna. And the thing that I appreciated the most is that she was honest with him from go about him being her first client. And they could have done this thing where she was sort of keeping up appearances and pretending, and they could have easily done that. And we've seen that happen in other movies before where there's this like, I'm pretending to be something I'm not. And she didn't do that. And I'm glad that they did that with her and that she had this honesty thing about her too. So gold for me.
well, when she did her little presentation, like, if you hire me, he's like, oh, you rehearsed that. So I did kind of like he called her out too on that. Like he could tell. So even if she had lied and pretended like she had a bunch of clients, I think he would have seen right through it. So I think he respected her more because she was honest.
Agreed.
I will give... the last thing will be some gold. I am proud of Anna in her character development, and she's trying something new. She's trying to embrace who she's always been to, with that you see her struggling with who society tells me I should be as an artist versus what makes me happy. And it turns out what makes her happy can also make her a lot of money if you know somebody in the marketing and advertising industry. But she's going to break out on her own. She's got her own apartment. But good for Anna. I want her to just... I want nothing but the best for her.
Yes, same here. My last gift is going to be just a piece of coal here, and it's because there's no resolution to this plot line around whether her painting actually wins over the client. You know, we don't get sort of like an epilogue, which I thought this movie could have done really well with an epilogue to see sort of like 1 year later, and we get the whole campaign with her painting, and then we get her in the family painting, and they're together. Like, sometimes we get epilogues and we don't need them. I think this one could have absolutely used an epilogue to kind of put the bow on some of these things in a way that I thought would have been cute. So just a little bit of coal for me. So the bottom line
I
here,
think she went with it. I bet she ended up letting the painting be in the campaign.
I'm sure she did. Yes, 'cause she was changed as well. Yes.
Yeah.
So the bottom line, we had 4 pieces of gold, 2 pieces of coal. So that means more gold here, and we are going to call it the perfect present. Final thoughts for you, Jennifer.
I mean, I've been wanting to talk about this movie for a while. Like I said, it's one of my favorites. But I really, Josh, were you surprised by it? Were you just kind of,
No, I thought this was a great one. It was fun to watch. It was easy to watch. Like you, I don't know that I bought their chemistry, but I still enjoyed watching them sort of develop as a couple and all of that. I thought Donna Mills was nice in this, as I said. And I just think it's like one of those that you could come back to year after year as sort of a kickoff to the season, so to speak. Like a warm, familiar blanket that you pull out of storage, at the start of the Christmas season to kind of get you in the mood.
There you go. Yeah, the rewatchability is high, and that's not always the case with these. So there you go.
And that, friends, is another episode of Do You Watch What I Watch?
Special thanks as always to Nick Schwartz for our theme song and to you for listening and watching.
Hey, if you like our podcast, thank you so much for taking the time to listen and watch. Now is a great time for you to go ahead to review, subscribe, and tell a friend about our podcast. And also connect with us on our social media channels. We're on Facebook and Instagram, so give us a follow, leave a comment, engage with us, especially in the weeks to come, because, Jennifer, it is time. It is go time, and our next episode is going to be an absolute doozy. We are having our 3rd annual Do You Watch What I Watch holiday season movie draft spectacular, where we will be picking the films we will be recapping and reviewing here on our podcast. Which ones are you most excited about? Well, be sure to leave us a comment and let us know, and we will, of course, have much, 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 much to discuss. But until we see you soon,
May your days be merry and bright. We'll see you next time.